Eldest daughter, married to Helios, by whom she has 7 sons. Kympoleia, second-born daughter, called Kym, wife of hundred-handed storm giant Nereus, nicknamed Bree. Triton, nicknamed Tri, the youngest of the children, conch-blowing, barnacled musician. Amphitrite, queen of the seas, as wife of Poseidon, with whom she has 4 children, formerly a dancer on Naxos. Her attributes are hairnet and crab-like horns. First of 50 Nereid nymphs, nature's goddesses, ranked just below the Olympians. Delphin, half-brother of Amphitrite, leader of spying dolphins, has oracular powers. Deceives the dead who would be born again, carrying their souls to the islands of the blessed. Uncle D to the children of Amphitrite. Nereus, god of the fish, bounty of the sea, and known as Old Man of the Sea. Father of Amphitrite and Delphin, as well as the 50 Nereids. Dwells with wife, Doris, in a grotto in the depths. At rise, it is late 21st century in San Francisco, which has been inundated by floods. Its landmass has been reduced to 3 islands, Twin Peaks, Telegraph Hill, and Bernal Heights. Poseidon ordered this devastation. He, the god of the seas, floods, earthquakes, and tsunamis. Scene 1. 3 of Amphitrite's grown children, Triton, Rhode, and Kympoleia, are at home. The daughters sit at the kitchen table. A heavy rain is falling. Cacophony emanates from Triton's room. Sounds increase in volume and irritability.
It's good to be back in Frisco, but I never imagined we'd have the beach right here at Twin Peaks. Look at the surf.
Those breakers are huge. It's been a crazy year. Seems like Dad went insane with floods and tsunamis after what happened to Scylla.
It's going to be hard to see Mom in jail. Even though we didn't always get along very well, I really feel for her now. And it was hard to leave home and the kids on a moment's notice. But Helios will take good care of them until I get back. How's your hubby?
Bree's okay. He kicked up a storm on Monday when I told him I was leaving to come here. But after I told him the incident with Mom, he understood. Triton is making a racket.
You know, back in the old days, they talked about mortgages being underwater. Now the Bay Area is literally underwater. With 90% of the landmass lost, Oakland's gone except for the hills. And San Francisco! No marina, nothing south of Market. And here we are, sitting on Twin Peaks with the ocean lapping around us. Good grief! Is he practicing scales or something?
Yeah! Mom's in the jail's locked ward, and all he thinks about is his music. And when he's not bugling or trumpeting, he listens to that trance dance stuff. So annoying. Just like when he was a kid.
Well, you know how the artistes are. Self-absorbed, selfish. Need I go on? And we just... Dad and Mom spoiled them. Their baby and their only son. Like we were worthless because we were girls.
Boop. Boop. Glad you made it, Rhode. My music annoying you too? You know, composing can sound discordant to outside ears. Say, Kim, did you tell Bree?
Yes.
You know he'll tell everyone that Mom got arrested. Did you mention that we're, trying to keep it quiet?
Calm down, Tri. You are so critical. Bree is upset by all this too. He is my husband, just because you don't like him. Why are you so angry?
I'm not angry. It's not about me liking Bree or not. I don't want the chorus to find out about Mom's breakdown and arrest him until we figure out some kind of defense. If they hear about it without explanation, they'll convict her. We don't want them to do what they did to Antigone.
The twin codes of the law, consequence and mercy. When are we going to see her? I have to wash my hair with rosemary before we go, and it takes time.
It's a couple hours before we can go visit Mom. The jail psych ward hours are 12 to 2, and only on Wednesdays.
What kind of sentence could she get?
Life without possibility of parole, and they stripped her crown.
Maybe Mom's problem is astrological. Maybe some Aries prominence in Pluto, or a Kronos transit in her 10th house.
Reach for the stars, Missy, and have astrology take the blame. Mom acted in a moment of passion.
Would Mom really poison Sil's hot tub because Dad was cheating on her?
I know I'd be upset if my husband was cheating on me with a next-door neighbor.
Who's young and beautiful, well, was, but putting lye in the hot tub?
Oh, Jesus, it's terrible. Why do we always have to deal with our parents' messes? I think I'm gonna go practice some more. No worries, I'll play in the basement so you don't have to be here.
Our own little brother, using music as a way to control the rising ocean. What kind of instrument is it?
It's a cross between a conch and a trumpet, an acoustical labyrinth with projective qualities. I've been working on it since we lost the Outer Richmond and the sun. When the cliff house got swallowed by the waves, I just had to do something.
That was under Dad's orders. The PPIE operation.
What's the PPIE operation?
Poseidon's Pacific Inundation Exhibition. PPIE. It was quite a show of force, shock, and awe. His tsunami swept 50,000 people away overnight from the Outer Richmond and Sunset districts.
Should I call it a conchette? Maybe tremanche?
Maybe it needs a scientific name. Coronia tritonus.
Ah, yes, that's it. Perfect. Thank you for the nomenclature. Now it has a name, a pedigree, a reality.
Music hath charms to soothe a savage breast, soften rocks, bend a knotted oak.
What is that?
It's a line from The Morning Ride by Congreve. Music is powerful though, isn't it?
Yikes!
That screeching noise!
Can't exactly call that music yet. Triton seems possessed. He's been at it constantly since I got here. Who the heck was Congreve? I never heard of him. And why was the bride mourning? Who died? Or do you mean mourning bride, as in time of day?
Congreve was a friend of Jonathan Swift's in Dublin. Wrote plays and mourning, as in bereavement.
Music hath charms to soothe a savage breast, soften rocks, bend a knotted oak. Powerful. So what's the story?
It's complicated. Basically, a love story gone awry. A queen from Africa, Queen Zara, ends up a captive, imprisoned by the King of Granada.
Like Mom, the queen in jail, imprisoned by the king, or by his minions in our version.
There's another line. Heaven hath no fury like love to hatred turned. That's Mom too. Oh, here comes Triton again.
You know, it's kind of interesting, isn't it, that all of us are subversives working to reverse Dad's mandate of rising sea levels. And my composition for this new instrument will change the roar of the surf to the purrs of a kitten. We'll save the earth.
Well, in my case, indirectly. Having 7 kids is more than I bargained for. They're all studying astronomy. Ultimately, that's where our answers will be. At least one of them will turn out, I hope. With 7, there's margin for error.
Growing up here, it was easy for me to become a wave walker. I want to soothe the waves, calm them, using Thich Nhat Hanh's meditation. I envision flowers growing from seeds planted by my feet. With each step I take on the water, I see a field of flowers bloom. The ocean reacts as though taking a deep breath and draws into that small space. The roaring surf dissipates. Damn Dad, anyhow, for his temper, getting riled up all the time and roiling the seas in his wake. If he ever comes back from the Mortals Convention, he'll be pissed at us. He's always storming about, he needs to chillax.
Yeah. His fury, his tsunamis. But it has inspired my Helios to work on the idea of nuclear fission to burn off some of the flooding. He's experimenting, trying to make land appear in the Eastern Aegean. He's going to name it after me, Rhodes.
Making land? Isn't that what Sister Bent and her king of Ethiopia are trying to do?
His name is Analos. Why do you always call him the king of Ethiopia instead of his name? Racist. Anyhow, Analos told Bent he'd watch the kid they're fostering if she wanted to come up here to check on Mom.
Which one? Another one of Poseidon's monsters?
Dad's kid with the goddess of the snow. Her son, the one she tried to drown.
Why? Why would she do that? Postpartum psychosis?
Maybe. I think she was afraid of her father, the North Wind, would find out she'd had a kid out of wedlock. And worse, that it's Poseidon's spawn.
Dad has always been lecherous and aggressive. Watch out for Poseidon raping women disguised as a horse. God of manipulator, gambler to boot, ridiculous riding around on horses, bare-chested at his age like Putin did years ago. Why did Mom ever agree to marry him?
Oh, well, think of it this way. If she hadn't, you wouldn't be here to complain. Plus, he is an immortal, so there's a certain appeal there.
But she had a promising career as a dancer on Naxos. Why settle down with a serial skirt chaser with enormous anger management issues? And he's such a liar. He drove Mom insane. And by the way, kids, Mom's breakdown is serious. There may well be more repercussions. I heard from contacts in Syracuse that they're going to petition to change the monarchy and have her image removed from the coinage.
Well, then who would be queen? Would Dad remarry and pick a new queen? Oh, are we the pawns?
Damage control. We need damage control. If my instrumentation can alter tidal phase structure, we can change the tide for Mom.
You and your puns. You know, the more I think about it, I see how crazy our whole family is. Mom's in the jail psych ward. Dad's killing people with floods and tsunamis. And did you know Uncle Delphin thinks that humans are evolved from dolphins?
Of course, because he's a dolphin, and they really like humans for some odd reason. At least he's not a creationist. How does he back up his claim?
I don't know. He and Grandpa Nereus will be here soon, though, to visit Mom in jail, so we can ask him then.
Oh, I know. You'll love this. He told me that because humans and dolphins share lipid ratios, have sex face to face, and do it for fun, he thinks there's an evolutionary link closer to the humans than those chattering chimps.
Lipid ratios?
Scene 2. In a dark and dank Point Tower jail cell, same time, early Wednesday morning. It's foggy and the winds are whipping. A disheveled Amphitrite is tracing some classic ballet steps on the floor. She is not wearing her crab paw hairnet or her purple cape. She touches her head and shoulders as though searching for them.
I remember Naxos as if it were yesterday. We practiced for hours. You've got to love the work. Tendu, plie, releve. Push, close. We got rave reviews. And then the king, Poseidon, king of the sea, comes ashore to watch us dance on Dean. I had the title role, the one Margaret Fontaine, Dance for the Royal Ballet. We got wonderful reviews. The critics said it was mesmerizing. Poseidon came backstage. He started chasing after me. I was young and inexperienced, sure, maybe I was flattered, but I had my principles. I was not going to get mixed up with a warmongering, ill, all-powerful, immortal. But then I started to drown in these waves of desire. He courted me, and then he took me places I'd never been, bought expensive gifts. He turned on his charm and his sex appeal, and I lost my head. And he impregnated me. I knew I had to run. Even if it meant leaving the Naxos dance troupe, and I did. And I made it away. I was lonely. It's lonely here. Why am I here? Why is this happening to me? Why am I locked up like a common criminal? Why am I being punished? I've raised good children. Why? Locked up like a common criminal. Eating ramen noodles from the commissary and not allowed to blink it because I might hang myself. They even took my crab claw hairnet away, those bastards. I think they still believe that Scylla, that witch. All I did was ask Circe to help me for some magic herbs to make Scylla unattracted to him. I didn't know it was a lie. I'm lying to myself. Liar, liar, liar! I wanted that pretty girl gone. Yes, I'm getting old. And every time I look in that mirror, all I can see are wrinkles in my turkey neck. That's what time does to women. Nobody looks at you. It's like you don't even exist. I was young and impulsive. And my brother Delphin finds me after I ran from Naxos, and he says Poseidon is heroic. That he saved the dolphins. The Terzizop nation gave them refuge in the sea. Delphin, with his 360 vision and his ESP, sees the future. Tells me to quit, to stop frittering time away in his static dance. Grow up, get serious. What a mistake that was. I should have danced on. Push, point, coupe, tende, role, plie. I should have been an artist, not a housewife. Not a mother. Art is the answer. It's the only thing that stands in opposition to war. Creativity, not destruction. I danced on Dean. I could have choreographed Green Dolphin Street. Instead, I chose to ride a run in a purple cape with Poseidon. That lying, cheating, war-mad monster.
Scene 3. Delphin is swimming alongside as grandfather Nereus is rowing a boat on the way to Amphitrite's home.
Good tidings! How are you, old man of the sea?
Oh, Doris and our $50 are happy and have plenty of fish. So I'm happy too. Oh, except for that mess with Amphitrite. You?
Yeah, I'm worried about her stability. But me, I'm right as rain. I was just solo fishing the other day, doing the Whackin' Crater.
What's a whacking crater? How do you do that?
Whack them with my fluke, or find them with my sonar. After stranding them in the mud pits, I use echolocation to find them in the sand. Next time I'll have my whole pod go along. Wanna come, oh wet one?
Maybe. Where are you going? Oh, your trips are so far away. Patagonia, Nova Scotia, South Africa. And the last time we went, just you and me, why, didn't you forget to bring the bait and nets?
No bait and switch, Pops. This time, it's alliance fishing with the human tribes.
Oh.
So it's either Northern Australia for dolphin dreaming telepathy, or maybe we'll jump over to Laguna, Brazil, and work up and net up some big ones.
Oh, I don't know. Helping humans catch fish? I stay mostly as far from humans as I can. I'm waiting for them to redeem themselves and stop polluting the sea. One of their oceanographers has said that original sin is gravity. That redemption is in buoyancy and a return to the water.
There you go, quoting Gusto. Again. You think humans will ever return to the sea, like we dolphins did? Of course, we had to then. Drought dried up the land, we were starving.
Necessity is the mother of invention. I think humans will end up in a bathysphere, 3,000 feet down. Until then, I'm fine dwelling in my grotto with my sea blue Taurus with her sea green hair.
Okay!
And our Nereus are good girls, 50 wonderful daughters.
Yeah, okay, be like that. You always spent more time with them, more time with the girls than with me. I was always lonely at home. You know, a guy could use a father to be a buddy once in a while. That's why I joined the Depthy Pod in the first place.
Depthies. That pod was a bunch of gangbangers. No good. And son, are you jealous of the girls?
Jealous? Ha! Just let me know if you decide about the fishing trip.
Have you heard from Poseidon?
Son of Kronos. Can you get him to call up the PPIE?
No, I can't interfere with this madness. And I haven't seen him with not in a while. The last time I saw him was after fate lost control of the chariot and set everything on fire. I mean, my precious Nereus felt the fire underwater.
He's golfing at the Olympic convention.
Oh, yes. I forgot. But getting back to what I was saying, I went to him. I said he better talk to his brother Zeus about the Titan shenanigans. But letting a chariot, a teenager drive the chariot of the sun, it's like letting humans have nuclear power. Well, he made it clear that I was in no position to make any demands of him. But you telepath with Poseidon, don't you? Aren't you in his employ, so to speak?
Not since his deplorable treatment of Amphitrite blatantly carrying on with Scylla. I confronted him. He was cheating on Amphitrite. After he promised her. After he promised me. No more outside weed. I'm surfing a new wave. I sold Amphitrite on that. That's why she married him. Well, I feel doubly betrayed.
How's that? I mean, they've been married for near 40 years, and I'm just finding this out now. I mean, you should have told me long ago. Maybe I could have convinced her that an alliance with Poseidon was fraught with danger. I always wondered why Amphitrite chose to marry him. She was such a fiercely independent girl.
Maybe, if you ever had time, I could have told you, Doris this and Doris that, my precious Nereus, blah, 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 and always isolating in the grotto with them. At any rate, I convinced Amphitrite that my ESP indicated that they'd have children capable of saving the world, not destructive monsters like Poseidon's other children, or his grandchild, the Minotaur.
Oh, the Minotaur and the labyrinth. How is his labyrinth like my grotto? Grotto comes from the word crypt, cave, and vault. And a labyrinth is a maze, a web, difficult to exit. That's why it was built to house the Minotaur. Well, so am I trapped or hiding? Or both? Am I a god or a monster?
Stop. Stop wallowing in etymologies.
You know Poseidon always had a zipper problem. Always did. And it seems to me over the years that maybe Amphitrite was seduced by his power. You know, she liked being rich and famous, like the Kardashians.
Yeah, gave up my sense of smell for that. Say, we're already in range of Amphitrite's home. Pops, if it comes up in the intervention conversation, please don't mention to the kids that I was a spy, Poseidon's espionage agent.
Well, why not? I mean, you're perfectly suited for counterintelligence work. You see everything. Son, you should know that it's... Well, you thought he was a savior, didn't you? That was when the world's waters were rising for the first time. The kids are mature enough to understand that these were difficult days. Dolphins were starving on land. It was a brilliant idea that you had to increase your lung capacity and move your nostrils to the tops of your heads so that you could breathe submerged. Well, getting his agreement to let you all migrate to the seas was worthwhile in my opinion, even if you had to swear him fealty. But you've done good work, son.
Yeah, I gave up my sense of smell for that. Amphitrite's kids are ashamed and angry of Poseidon. What will they think if they find out that I spied for him, found out where she was hiding when she fled from Naxos to get away from him, and worse, that I persuaded her to marry him? The kids are all actively working to reverse his flood policy of punishing the victims, drowning mortals. They hate him, and they'll hate me. I don't want to see that happen. They're like my own kids, the ones I never had.
That was 40 years ago, an eternity in their time. Even if it's only 40 minutes in our time. You arranged the marriage and hosted the wedding. Why, you even bought the purple wedding cake she wore in the Kympoleia with him after the ceremony. It was a splendid wedding. I often watch it on YouTube.
Those were splendid days. So much fun. I did do that, didn't I? And now, truth be told, I'm a has-been. A manipulator, a collaborator, associated with the devil Poseidon. Mr. Pitchfork himself.
Well, sin in haste, repent at leisure. That's what Doris always says.
Scene 4. Visiting hour at the jail. The entire family gathers to brainstorm for the distraught Amphitrite. Although it is noon, it seems like dusk in the leaden fog surrounding Telegraph Hill. The children of Amphitrite reluctantly mount the steep caracal stairwell of Point Tower, whispering.
Shh! We're almost there. At least we'll be able to see her and touch her. She's not behind some glass wall like the other prisoners. And we can talk face to face, not through some telephone hookup. R.H.I.P.
What?
R.H.I.P. Rank has its privilege.
Amphitrite enters in a state of distraught. Without her crab-claw hairnet, she looks a mess. The children are shocked at her appearance, and by the reek of urine and fear.
My darlings, you came. It's so good to see you. Triton, Rhode, and Kympoleia. What's that? It's this place, isn't it? That's why you're all clammed up. I've been here 3 days. 3 days! You've got to get me out of here immediately. I've got to go home now.
Calm down. Let's enjoy each other's company right here, right now, while we can. Let's do some deep breathing.
Nereus enters, obviously winded by exertion. He is assisted by DELPHIN.
No. I can't do this. I need to go now. Get him out of here. I don't want Delphin anywhere near me.
Mom, Uncle D and Grandpa Nereus came all the way to visit and help us with your case.
Daughter, we need to get some things figured out. Now, have you made a formal confession? Have you made a statement to the police?
I don't know. They took my crab claw hairnet. I was so mad I felt like I was naked. I lost it. The matron took my purple cape, saying I might strangle myself with it. Put me in solitary for 2 days. I lost it. I didn't know what I was doing or why. And when they delivered the commissary, voices told me to snort the seasoning that came in the ramen noodles.
They charged you with attempted murder and mayhem.
Why mayhem? What's that about?
Mayhem because Scylla's facial scars. Any injury of a permanent nature to the face is considered mayhem.
Amphitrite, if you haven't implicated yourself in a statement, your defense could be that someone else tried to kill Scylla. The chorus would believe that. Scylla is not popular.
Good idea! Everyone knows Scylla is a villain.
Mom, listen to Uncle Delphin. He's trying to help.
Help. What do you children know? What do you know? He had the dolphin Interpol after me. I was just a child, 14, younger than your children, Rhode, younger. I wanted to be a dancer. My body was so lithe and so flexible. I had so much energy, and it was all wasted. All of it went to you. I am a gnarled old apple tree, not a sequoia anymore. It's as though all my strength went to the apples, to bearing children. I had no identity. Oh, she's Triton's mother, not my own person. Oh, she's Poseidon's wife. I am so lost. What am I doing here? Who am I? I'm on my own.
She was a tie-dyed wild child, and I found a way for her and her kid to be legitimate. And this is how she carries on. She's such a revisionist. She was knocked up and she ran. Didn't want him to know. Maybe she was going to get rid of it. He ordered me to locate her. When I told him I found her and the condition she was in, he said he wanted her. He wanted the kid. He wanted to do the right thing by a woman for once. He never raised any of his children. And he wanted that. Okay. I'll leave. But you can't have it both ways, Amphitrite. Either you gained benefit or you didn't. You'd probably be a washed-up dance instructor at some studio on Naxos if you hadn't hooked Poseidon. These are the children that you love so much. You are queen of the seas, and wife to Poseidon. That's who you are.
All this arguing is making me ill. Let's not look back in anger or forward in fear. There's nothing any of us can do about them. We have an issue in the present that we need as a family to resolve. Even if our family is mixed, top tier, second and third tier immortal, we need to figure it out together.
Mom is queen to the king of the seas. You know the authorities here must have touched base with King Poseidon before the arrest. We need to figure out a defense, a way to get Mom out of here. Motive? Yes. Opportunity? Yes. But intent? She wanted a magic spell, not a disfigurement. Isn't that right, Mom?
I fainted when I found out what Circe gave me burned Scylla's skin off. I fainted. I don't remember who found me and said, Mom, it's okay. I was beside myself, crying so hard that the tears were like waves taking over. I was racked with tears. I couldn't stop.
When she came to, she was hysterical. I found her lying in the living room floor on the kelp carpet, raving, "What have I done? What did I do? Why did God punish me?"
We'll need to convince the chorus. One, that she didn't intend to commit mayhem, and two, that she isn't, non compos mentis. It's all a mess. My entire life is a disaster.
Well, maybe we need another likely suspect.
These
But
guys and
who?
cities have got to go. Hey, hey.
What is the chorus chanting about now? What are your issues?
Land mass.
Same as ours. The rising sea levels threaten everything. There's no land to stand upon, just these tiny little puny islands. Water covering all of downtown up to Van Ness. Bark only runs on the aerial south of Balboa and east of Fruitvale. Top tier gods are angry up at the Immortals Convention. That's why we have to atone with sacrifice.
The chorus needs a sacrifice. Who better than Scylla? She's always luring sailors to death, killing them on the seas. We could spin it. Mom is heroic for meting out rough justice to Scylla. Justice that the chorus was unwilling to administer or even consider because of her beauty and power.
You are out to lunch, Rhode. That's impossible.
Well, okay, how about, I could testify that I told Circe about the liaison between Scylla and Poseidon, and that I was feeling protective as a son for his mother. I suggested maybe she could talk sense into her friend Scylla.
This is so confusing. I don't know. My life is a mess.
Afraid, seriously, son, please, let's not go down that path. And Amphitrite, let me remind you here in front of them that you have beautiful, accomplished, and committed children. Is that a mess?
Darlings, you know, I don't regret a minute of having you. It's just, I don't know.
You used to tell me that as the oldest, I was responsible for ruining your life. That you could have gotten rid of me, and I better make it worth your while. I felt guilty and unwanted. I still do. That's why I moved to the Aegean, to get away.
I'm sorry. I don't remember that, Rhode. But if I said that, I'm sorry. I always loved my children, even if their father was deceitful. He made my life miserable.
Sister, what if we got the Nereids together, all 50, and had them each vow to restore the balance between the earth and the water in their domains, the streams and lakes and liminal places? That would be a radical reclamation project inspired by you, the eldest Nereid. We could convince Father Nereus and Doris to help. The chorus would sing your praises. The authorities would have to release you.
This could work.
Ah, what a brilliant idea, Uncle Delphin.
We'll be back on that once again.
The Nereids. Sisterhood is powerful. I feel so much better knowing how much all of you care.
Scene 5. A week later, Triton is softly playing his music. Softly. Kim enters the house. They sit at the kitchen table with sunshine streaming in through the windows. There's a strong breeze outside.
So, did you hear the news?
No, I was helping Rhode before she left to go back home to her junior astronomers. What's up?
Well, the civil authorities are sending Scylla back to Greece for either a facial reconstruction or a head transplant.
A head transplant?
Yeah, seriously. So, anyways, for medical reasons, the skin grafts failed to cover the scars, and the Nereids are being requested to work on a land reclamation project. Somehow they got wind of our idea. Little D's idea. So, probably put them on sale or something.
This is so weird. Scylla didn't like my wave walking because it made it harder for her to arrange her nautical mishaps. she was going to install massive rocks just at the potato patch west of the Golden Gate. She was going to sell tickets to watch the disasters.
What was she gonna call the theme park? The mashed potatoes?
But seriously, I confess. I went to Circe and asked her to get rid of that witch Scylla for doing that.
You didn't.
Ends justify the means sometimes.
Ah, that's good, Kim, but that is so unlike you, the meditating Buddhist.
Why not? I just made a confession of guilt.
Because, you see, Scylla complained that my music was just noise and too loud. She mocked me. Then she got a restraining order to keep me from playing my music. I called noise over permissible decibel levels. I was the one who went to Circe and asked her to deal with Scylla. Me.
Oh, okay. Have it your way. You're guilty. Now let's go visit Mom at the jail. We need to go before they transfer her to the underwater units at Alcatraz for the 90-day observation period. If she can keep it together there, she'll be released in February. When she gets out, we should get her a ticket to the Immortals Convention. It would be a nice change of scenery for her. It's supposed to last until June.
Tickets to the convention are hard to come by and super expensive. But I guess we don't want that much for letting her take the jail time. Glad the charges were dropped.
Yes. You have to admit, though, she seems more coherent now. Less confused.
Scene 6, February 14th, Valentine's Day, at the Olympic Club across from Fort Funston on the San Mateo County line. It is a lovely spring afternoon. All the flowers and trees are in bud or in bloom. The immortals are out on the green. Amphitrite sweeps into the bar wearing her crab-claw hairnet and purple cape. She seems regal with a touch of insecurity and little mania. She takes a long sip on her double martini.
Here I am at the 19th hole. I can barely believe it after all the ugliness of the past year. Annus horribilis, as Liz would say. I'm at the Olympic Club watching swinging dicks golfing. Seeing the cypress trees bent by the west wind while sipping a martini. I could still be in jail. Ostracized, but that doesn't really bother me. I am being ignored by gods and shunned by the goddesses. Well, some of them nod their heads. Dionysus sent me a drink. Hermes played some music to entertain me. I feel good. I look good. I feel strong. My crab claw hairnet is shining. I'm gonna dance and sing a villanelle tonight. At the banquet, my composition and my choreography.
Amphitrite, tiny bit wobbly, straightens her cape and pats her crab-claw hairnet. She seems inspired as a stage presence steadies her into confidence. She recites,
Poseidon's steeds, foaming, gallop towards the shore. While Apollo's horses, skyward rocket, gray sky, green sea, what do you have in store? This world constantly waging war, violent men with guns in their pockets, Poseidon's steeds, foam-maned, gallop toward shore. Revenge for everything in tales of yore. Youthful dreams of peace stored in a locket, gray sky, green sea, what do you have in store? Promises made but not kept are at the core. Shocking betrayals, fork in the socket, Poseidon's steeds, foam-maned, gallop towards the sword. Blood of children's flow. Death's grip we deplore, bullets plunder hope, peace they forget. Gray sky, green sea, what do you have in store? Ripped asunder by glowering metaphors, dreams of a sweet future are upset. Poseidon's steeds, foam-maned, gallop towards the shore. Gray sky, green sea. What do you have in store?